What it do, H-Town? I'm Nick Stevenson, president of Houston Sports Nation, and this is your Houston Sports Weekend Review. Let's start off with the Houston Rockets, who began the new year with a game against the Detroit Pistons. Twin brothers Amin and Asar Thompson would play one another for the first time in their NBA careers. The Pistons had just come off a 28-game losing streak, finally winning against the Raptors, and the Rockets would quickly put them back in the loss column. Alpi Şengün and Jalen Green dominated the third quarter and got to sit out and watch the Amin Thompson and Cam Whitmore show in the fourth quarter. Şengün had 26 points in 27 minutes. Jalen Green had 22 points on 50% shooting, and he went 5 of 9 from the three-point line. The Rockets blew out the Pistons 136-113. After that, it was a matchup with the Brooklyn Nets, who the Rockets have a vested interest in losing because the Rockets own their first-round pick for the next 2 seasons. In a rare instance where winning improves your draft position, the Rockets did just that. That bad man Alperen Şengün dropped a 30-piece nugget with extra sauce. Fred VanVleet was 4 rebounds shy of a triple-double, and the Rockets beat the Nets 112-101. After being outmatched by the Minnesota Timberwolves and losing big 122-95, the Rockets' mettle would be tested, having to face the Milwaukee Bucks the very next night. On a back-to-back, the Rockets led this game by 20-plus points at one point. Balanced scoring from the starters and a huge 16 points off the bench by Uncle Jeff Green had the Rockets rolling into the fourth quarter. But the Bucks wouldn't go away silent. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 48 points in the comeback attempt, but the Rockets executed offensively and defensively in the last 2 minutes of the game. What do you know? And they come out with a win 112-108. The Rockets start a 6-game road trip in Miami on Monday. That was a great win by the Rockets, but I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Didn't even watch it live. Why is that? Well, that same evening, the Houston Texans, coming off of their huge win against the Titans last week and CJ Stroud's return, now had their destiny in their own hands. They would go to Indianapolis to play the Indianapolis Colts. And a winner takes all, win and get in, lose and get booed, chance to make the playoffs for the first time since 2019. The Texans did not disappoint. On the Texans' first offensive play from scrimmage, the lock for Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud, showed that the bright lights of primetime were not too big for him. An absolute perfect pass to Nico Collins for the 75-yard touchdown, and it would not be his only perfect pass. After a touchdown pass to Andrew Beck, it made it seem like the Texans might run away with this thing, but the Colts hung in there and even tied the game on this touchdown run by Jonathan Taylor, who ran for 188 yards in this game. It began to feel as if the Texans' defense, who had been the third best run defense in the league all season, was starting to crack. They may have bent, but they did not break. After several key stops and a field goal by Kaimi Fairbairn, the Texans would need a sustained drive to give the defense a rest. And of course, it was the Rook, number 7, who delivered. He went 7 for 7 and drove the ball 73 yards with some unbelievable passes, including this dart to Nico Collins, which would set up a touchdown run by Devin Singletary, putting the Texans up by 6. But Kaimi Fairbairn would miss the extra point, giving the Colts one last breath. 4th and 2. The Colts and Jonathan Taylor had been running the ball down the Texans' throats all game, and instead they decide to pass to Tyler Goodson. Bad throw, bad drop, whatever you want to call it. Texans win and get into the playoffs, prompting this emotion from CJ Stroud, and the celebration began.
Love you guys, man. Man, proud of the determination, man. You talk about determination, pure grit. Everybody fight to that last play. That's what it's about, man. And we punched our ticket. Hey, now everything starts, right? Everybody all know right now. All we want is opportunity. Opportunity, and we got our op. Now, what do we do with that op? We gonna take advantage of the op again. No doubt about it. Love you guys, man. Love the work. That's a huge accomplishment, man. First time this organization been to the playoffs since 2019. All right? Again, nobody matter. It doesn't matter what people say on the outside. It's about the men in this room. Continue to believe in each other. Continue to fight every single snap. We got special people in this room. This is a special group of men. Believe it. Continue to lean on each other. Continue to trust in each other. We can go as far as we want to go.
Bring it up. I know what time it is. Texas!
And now, the Texans would have to watch some TV on Sunday. Because if the Tennessee Titans could defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars, then Houston would be the AFC South champions for the 7th time in franchise history, but this time with no one expecting them to do it. Well, if you want to know how close they came to not being AFC South champions, let me show you.
Quarterback takes it, he did not get in. He was on bodies, and then he had that secondary lunge. Ball was jarred free. It was picked up by Elshire.
Well, now they're talking. Did he get in with the initial extension or the secondary extension? They're saying no, stopped on bounds underneath.
4th and 2. Lawrence to the air, incomplete over the head, Ingram.
And with that, the Houston Texans are the AFC South champions and in the playoffs for the first time since 2019. They will take on the Cleveland Browns next week. The time has yet to be determined. All I know is H-Town's gonna be ready. What an amazing week for Houston Sports Nation. I enjoyed every second of it. I know that you did. Thank you so much for tuning into the Houston Sports Weekend Review. Don't forget that the Houston Sports State of the Union podcast is coming in February. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Go to the Facebook page, hit like, go to the Instagram page, like it. Anytime you see content on either of those pages that you enjoy, go ahead and like it. Share it with a friend. Do them a favor. If you have friends who love Houston sports, I want them to be a part of Houston Sports Nation. Well, I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you next week. For now, I'm Nick Stevenson, the president of Houston Sports Nation.